It's day 5.
We're so excited that you're here.
5 days to launch.
You've made it. Like, seriously, you have gone through
done all the things. Today's the easy part.
Today is the easy part. You've done hard things. Seriously, I want to take a minute in all seriousness. Like, we are so proud of you. So proud of you. I know sometimes like stepping out of your comfort zone, well, it's uncomfortable, and talking to people and like deciding on what you're gonna sell and all of the big boss decisions you've made this week. Sometimes people take months and years to do, and you did it in 5 days.
You got over your shit.
Yeah, you did. So snaps for that.
Yeah.
Okay, but what are we launching it today? Is that what we're doing? Is there a big red button for me to push? Theoretically, in your head.
You did it! Okay, so you can't stop now. You've done all the work.
Yeah.
You've done all the prep. You know exactly what's happening and how you're following up and all the things.
Yeah.
And you might not feel ready, but you are ready. Okay? You might not feel ready, but you are ready. And I know launching can be fearful. What if no one says yes? What if this doesn't work? What if I try this thing and this part fails? Who cares?
What if?
It doesn't matter.
Exactly.
Because you can be better next time, and you can improve in the future, and you can continue to tweak and all the things. This version, the 0.0 version, the beta version, whatever of what you're putting out into the world, even if you've done it before, like, don't stress about it, because you get to improve from here.
Yeah.
And so we just need to set all fears aside. What is the worst case scenario?
Literally, what?
That people say no?
Great.
Okay.
Great. Now what do we do?
But that's no indication on your value or what you're worth or the fact that your offer is good or bad. Like, none of that. So we just need to let go. And I understand some of you will be able to let go by just doing the thing.
Yeah.
And some of you will let go by, you have to get your mind right before you do the thing. And I get that. But if I can just push you all to just, regardless of which way you go about the world, like, this is about action this week.
Yeah.
And we want to push you to take action, even if that's not your typical habit.
Yeah.
And so just do it.
Yeah. Well, and here's a little secret. If you went through all of Dubsato's training and made your beautiful sales page, whether you used our template or not, and you tested it and you ran it yesterday, guess what? Your offer is already live. Like, it's out there. Someone could find it.
You didn't even realize it, but like it was done.
It's out.
Like, technically you could have sold it yesterday, but
technically.
So, and maybe you did.
Maybe you did you? So what you need to do now is like make people aware of it, right? We're actually, okay, we've created the thing and we're launching this thing, but like, what is the marketing game plan? Not only for today, but for next week and next month and 3 months from now. How am I continuing to launch and sell this offer? Because we're not gonna let ourselves say, well, if I don't get a sale today, then it's garbage.
Because that's literally not true.
It's not true.
And if you had those conversations yesterday, you might not have like the perfect scenario or the perfect storm where you could literally slide it in and all the things, but that doesn't mean you can't try, and that doesn't mean you can't put it out there, and that doesn't mean you couldn't say, hey, look at this and give me some feedback.
Yep. So I want to call you out on like one thing that I see happening a lot of people do, and I feel like even after this challenge, a lot of you might be at risk for this. Planning is more fun than doing.
All the time.
And so if you've done a lot of doing this week, which I hope that you have, it could be very easy for you to fall into the, okay, well, now I need to perfect everything and plan my next one.
And those automated emails, they're not
great. And like, I need to redo this, and you're convincing yourself that like all of these things need tweak before you actually like really officially put it out into the world.
Don't do that.
Because what I'm telling you, making money is more fun than planning. And that's what I want for you.
Well, because here's the thing. Even if your thing doesn't exist yet, this could be a pre-sale. This could be a pre-launch. This is you communicating, hey, I'm still working on this. And that's totally cool. But I wouldn't even bother putting it together or finishing all the pieces or knowing exactly all the missing pieces until you have a client or until you've sold the thing. Because what's the point of you doing all this other work
Right.
when you're not really sure how it's going to resonate yet? You need that proof of concept with orders, with sales. And so you need to just focus on making people happy. You need to focus on the solution that you're providing.
Yep.
You need to focus on the words they already told you and repeating them back to them. This is your digital kick in the pants.
Yep. And I'm just going to assume that you're going to get a client today. We're just
You
going to make
are.
that assumption. Your only responsibility after that is to make that client unbelievably freaking happy. Because guess what? If you serve this client and they end up being an amazing dreamy client, guess who they know more of?
More dreamy clients.
More dreamy clients for you if you do an amazing
But
job. And I know
also,
you're going to.
You could probably work with them again in another capacity.
Yes, yes. So don't stress about the, okay, I'm publishing it and then I'm selling it and then, okay, I've got someone interested, I'm actually gonna start working with them. Okay, but I need to, like, one client's not gonna be enough, I need to have 50 more clients. I'm gonna just take a breath because we're doing everything on hyperspeed this week, and sometimes it's easy to kind of like want to continue that speed or that momentum. I do want you to take a breath, but I want you to be really diligent about serving and showing up for them so that the follow through that we talked about earlier this week for the referrals, for the recommendations, for the future projects, for the potential retainer, so that that becomes an option. It might not pan out, but I just want it to be an option because that's the easiest solution.
Now here's the thing. Y'all are thinking right now that a launch is like this limited time opportunity, which it can be. I'm not saying
It's a
can't
strategy.
but you're just starting a business, or maybe you have a business but you just needed the push to like get everything organized. You don't get to stop. So like,
spoiler alert.
this isn't, I could say, you know, send these emails, write these things, put this out on social media, and that may be effective, but when you're just starting out, you have to talk about it all the time, and no one's gonna get mad about it.
No,
one's
get
gonna
over
think
that.
you're weird.
No.
No
And
one,
if they do, get out of here.
and they weren't for you anyway. So
Exactly.
like, you showing up and you sharing what you need, and like, people are gonna come into your life all the time. Like, you're gonna have new followers on social media. You're gonna meet new people at networking events. You're gonna be introduced to new people through your mom or whatever, and it doesn't matter. Or it does matter, actually.
They do matter.
They do matter, but you can't assume that they know and understand everything it is about what you offer, or about what you do, or about what you stand for. And so it's your job to continue to show up.
If I could give you one huge piece of advice that I wish I could go back in time and like shake our shoulders and tell us to not make this mistake, so I'm going to gift it to you. What I see time and time again, and we did this, is we developed an offer and we talked about it and then we sold it. And then within like 3 months, we were like, we need to make something else. We need to do something new and ignore this thing that's already working over here and create something new just to start from ground zero again. And we did that more than once, mind you. And so the advice I would love to give you is, okay, yeah, you might not be married to this offer that you made
and
this
that's
week.
fine.
That's fine.
We're
But-
not saying you can't do other things in your business ever.
I want you to give this the chance that it deserves.
Yeah.
And especially if you actually start selling it. If you make sales today, because you're going to, and then continuing to refine that process and get referrals and get all the things that you need to make this offer consistent, right? Don't ignore it. Don't in 3 months, in 6 months, automatically think that it's garbage and you need to make something new. You can make tweaks to it, I will allow that. But that is my biggest like old lady wisdom I would love to give to you.
As a reminder, you put this thing out into the world, and the first time you launched it, you made how much?
$500.
And what happened when we continued to sell it and we didn't just like put it on the back burner? Like, how much did it make?
It was like over $100,000.
Let that sink in for a second. Our first launch of a new product, we could have been frustrated because, I mean, she spent like $300, $400 on software and all the other things. Not saying you should do that, by the way. And so like, it was a little bit of money, and she saw a lot of work to like make this thing and put it out into the world. But she launched it again, and she kept talking about it. And then we met each other and we kept tweaking it and we kept working on it. And then it went on to make over $100,000 before we put that product, like before we retired it and moved on. So like, if we had just said, it sucked, we only made like 150 bucks, like after everything was said and done, and you probably spent 40, 50, 60 hours developing it after you sold it, you could have said it wasn't worth it. But I'm pretty sure $100,000 says otherwise.
I think that other people can see the potential in what you're putting out there before you can. And so let us just be the precursor of, we see the potential in the thing that you're offering.
Do it again.
Do it again.
Do it again.
Keep doing it.
Keep doing it.
It's rinse and repeat. This is our favorite method of launching.
It doesn't mean you're not gonna tweak it. It doesn't mean you're not gonna make it better. It doesn't mean you're not gonna improve it. It doesn't mean you're gonna adjust your client process a little bit, or maybe you need to get stricter on your client expectations,
or raise your prices, or change what's all included in your packages. That's tweaking and repeating. That's, you do that. You're allowed to do that.
Yeah.
Don't burn it to the ground and start something over. Yes. Don't do that. Okay.
Okay. So let's talk about what you're posting today, because it's launch day.
Yes, it is. Cue the confetti. Okay, here's what you're posting. How has your product changed your life or the lives of those who've purchased it before, if you've been able to sell it before, or how can it change the lives of future customers? So remember, you are your own best case study. If you're offering a product because you needed it, or it's something that has changed your life before, use that as a literal example. If the words that the people you were talking to earlier this week were like, I have these pain points, and then you've been able to solve them, use those as this kind of testimony, the story here. But talk about it.
And it might even be a hypothetical. Like,
exactly.
You just know what it could do.
Yes.
Because you see the value in it.
How can it change the lives of your future customers or clients?
Okay, so the goal is to point out things that it's doing for people. And ultimately, I mean, a product or service is only serving people in so many ways. It's either making their life more efficient, it's making them more money, or saving them money. It is saving them time, or it's like showing them some love, giving them some happiness. Right? That's literally the only options.
That's it.
So if something's making something easier, faster, saves money, whatever, like, you have to highlight that part. You have to illustrate what it is doing for people. And it could be as simple as like, this can save you 5 hours a week.
Yep. This can help your morning routine because now your pantry is organized.
This can reduce your stress when you're taking your kids to school in the morning.
This gets you more sleep.
This allows you to spend less time in the kitchen.
Yep. Everything.
All the things.
Use whatever. Use all of it.
It doesn't matter. The point is you're highlighting the actual problem you're solving. And you're giving them an example that they resonate with and that they understand. And if you try to make this too like, it's like a pineapple, you guys. Or like a hamburger. I'm pretty sure I've had 75 million hamburger examples.
Yeah. It's fine.
Not that like you putting your own spin on words is bad, but like the more clear you can be about this thing, the more real and authentic you can be, the more you can actually showcase how it's worked for other people or how it could work for other people in a way they understand, in a way they value. They're gonna be pretty stoked about it.
Yep.
But here's the thing, you can't just say it's here. Like, you have to tell them what the next step is.
Right. What is the link?
So it might mean you actually post the link. For a lot of you, it might mean that you say, hey, let's jump on a discovery call.
Yep.
It might mean that you say, DM me and let's chat. Because you getting in people's lives, you developing that relationship is gonna go way further than you saying, go to the sales page.
And check it out, let me know what you think.
Because that does, I
want you to do that and have the personal conversation.
Because you need to know. So like, you might even protect the link. You might say, DM me for the link so that they have to ask, so you know who's interested, so that you can follow up with these people.
Yep. So that's your big ask for today. Your other homework items are to definitely watch part 2, because we're talking about more of what can be automated in your business using Dubsado. You'll also have a quick Mad Lib from your workbook to fill out. Make sure that you're filling out all of that workbook by tonight,
because there's a little something
coming up. So pay attention in your inbox for that. We have way more details for you happening there. Remember, we're taking this further in a bonus training in just a couple of days. So any of the questions that have popped up for you this week, any of the things that your brain is already starting to think about of your future business we're gonna help cover those in this training. We're talking about mistakes that every single person makes when they're trying to go full-time. Because listen, you can't just launch once and then have a full-time business. There's a lot of other pieces of the pie that kind of have to fit together. And over the course of many many businesses and many years, we've kind of figured out a rhythm and an amazing system that works, and we want to
But
teach
it doesn't
that
have
you.
to take forever.
Nope.
Like, I got laid off and 30 days later completely replaced my corporate salary.
Yes.
So you
If you haven't learned, we're all about doing things like pretty quickly. So I want that for you too. So
Yeah.
make sure you save some space in your calendar for that. Please don't hesitate to go to the community, share everything that you've learned and that you've done this
And
week.
we want to celebrate.
Yes,
so like
literally.
when you sell something,
Tell
you
us.
make your first dollar or 25 or 2,500.
1,000.
Yeah. Like, cause that's possible today.
Yep.
You go celebrate in the community, because when you see other people celebrating, it's gonna make your victory all that much sweeter.
Yes. Thank you so much for coming on this journey with us and sticking around all 5 days. We can't wait to keep hanging out with you.